Hello everybody, and today is January 29th. It's a Tuesday, so new movies are coming out this week. And let's see, I think I want to go through about 6 movies today, one of which I think came out a couple weeks ago, and I think all the other ones are coming out today. So that'll be pretty exciting. Anyway, so first few movies I want to go through, they're all independent movies, so you may or may not have heard of them before. And I think one of them is actually an older movie, so let's just start with... The 3 movies I want to go over first are Scenes of a Sexual Nature, I Want Someone to Eat Cheese With, and Rocket Science. Now, they all sound like ridiculously titled movies. Well, maybe except for Rocket Science, but we'll get into that. So anyway, first movie, Scenes of a Sexual Nature. Now, I watched this like a few weeks ago, just before it came out on DVD, and it's pretty much this independent movie. It takes place in Britain. There are some famous hills in Britain where apparently people walk, and it's like a big park, and you can walk around. But anyway, pretty much all the drama, everything that happens in this movie happens in and around that place, and everybody in the movie has something to say of some kind of like adult nature or sexual nature. And it's very slow, it's very not entertaining if you're not looking for that sort of like independent drama. But anyway, there's like no big names except for Ewan McGregor, and that's pretty much it. He's the only person in there. But it pretty much is a series of short stories that are broken up, and they're all somehow either connected, or you find out that they're all somehow intermingling at some point. But anyway, there's various different stories, but it's interspersed throughout the entire movie. So one of them is a promiscuous man looking at at random young ladies while he's sitting out with his wife. Another one is an older couple who there's a plot twist in their pasts and something's going to go down in the present. There's this crazy guy who just walks up to random women and asks them weird random questions, some of them sexual, some of them not. Somebody who pays for sex. Ewan McGregor plays a guy who wants to be a father who is gay. So he's talking to his partner and, talking about getting a child and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, overall, all the discussions individually were pretty interesting. As a cohesive whole, I don't feel that it's that great a movie. I think it might have been better. I don't even know I mean, it was fairly well done, but it just didn't elicit any real, cohesion as one movie. So, if I was under the impression that it was just a series of short stories instead, then that might be okay. But, I mean, this wasn't what I was expecting when I picked up this movie. And, on top of that, I picked up a movie called Scenes of a Sexual Nature. I totally wanted to see some scenes of a sexual nature, but it's mostly just a bunch of people talking about sex. So, overall, I give it a thumbs down. But if you like the independent British movie, it might be worth a watch. Alright, next movie I want to talk about is I Want Someone to Eat Cheese With. Now, this is like one of the weirdest titles, and I just had to grab it just because it had a strange title. And pretty much this is I think it's a Sarah Silverman movie, or if not, then she's in it, and I'm sure she had some say in it. But I think it's done in a style similar to her TV show, which, anyway, it's this movie, I Want Someone to Eat Cheese With. It's about this guy who has trouble staying with women because he's a little bit bigger, chubbier. And he goes through a bunch of girls, and he doesn't really find anyone that he really clicks with until he finds Sarah Silverman, and... Anyway, I'm not going to give away the little plot twist, but it doesn't really work out with her either. So, that's pretty much that. But, honestly, the story is pretty direct. There's nothing surprising or even great about it. The jokes are pretty lame or corny or cheesy and bad. Like, they don't even make you laugh. I only laughed like a few times. And, the story's all over the place, so, like, you'll get like weird random events that happen that make no sense, that have no bearing on the story whatsoever. Somebody that was watching this with me pretty much commented that it was similar to the comedy in Curb Your Enthusiasm. So if you've ever seen that, it's Larry David and he just has like the most sarcastic sense of humor. But the thing is, none of that is scripted, or some of that's scripted, but not very well. Like, and this movie, it just seemed like everything was so artificial and fake. And anyway, I want to say I want someone to eat cheese with. Thumbs down. This movie sucked. Don't ever watch it. So anyway, that's that. Now, that was just two really bad movies in a row. So lately, there hasn't been any good movie that's come out recently that I've just been like, whoa, it's a must-see. It's like a great movie. It's so good. But I want to say there's a lot of good movies out right now, but none of them are, exceptionally great. But anyway, a lot of the movies coming out this week are pretty good. The next one I want to talk about is Rocket Science. This is actually a pretty good movie. Definitely recommend this one. It has an independent type feel to it, and there's no big stars in it. So if you're not into that kind of movie, don't worry about it. But it's a drama comedy about this young boy. Well, not really a young boy. He's like in high school, and he has a stutter problem. And the way that he's forced into dealing with it is that he joins the debate team. There are various plot devices that pretty much get him there, but once he's there, the drama starts because it involves, there's a girl, and he's got this crazy brother that likes to steal things, and like just the dynamic between those characters alone, it's well worth watching the movie. But then drama happens, and then the main character goes crazy, and then there's alcohol involved and throwing a cello through a window, and that may sound random right now, but it works when you watch the movie. So anyway, and the resolution of the movie, I want to say, is pretty satisfying. Like the climax near the end where everything is resolved, and it's just great. The one problem I had with that is that they kind of take the story out a little bit longer, but I think it's okay because they resolve a little plot thing. But it's kind of like the end of the movie is very anticlimactic. There's really nothing going on in the last like 3 or so minutes of the movie. But other than that, it's a very good movie. Definitely recommend it. Rocket Science.